One of the worst things I've seen on this planet is for people to have wealth but cannot enjoy it. And a lot of that comes from not understanding it is not wealth that is the source. It is not wealth that's going to make you happy. It is not power that's going to make you happy. You can have all of that. And you see people with all of that. You see them and their lives are miserable. Their relationships are falling apart. There are so many spiritual principles that are also economic winners. And when I think about the most magic of all the sauces, it's love. Because love puts us in this servant component, as in like when I really love you, which starts with loving myself. I have to love myself well in order to really love you well. But when I really love me, and then I can love you, and I'm not worried about being self-seeking, and I'm thinking through like all these things that it says that love is and isn't. Like it doesn't keep a record of wrongs. It believes all things. It hopes all things. There's a certain energy that even comes from that. And so when you've fallen on your face a million times, and I can be there to be like, get up. Get up. I believe in you. I believe in you. I know you've fallen again, but I also know that you can learn something from that. And I know that your life is not just failure. And I know that my life is not just failure. I've been where you are. I've been where you are. So when you can get to the point where you are really about service, Christ said, the greatest of you, and this is the opposite of what everybody else is saying. FYI, this is the opposite of what they're going to tell you. When they get power, they lord it over everybody. Meaning like they take their power to rule and to dominate. And we see that everywhere in culture. It wasn't just back then, 2,000 years ago. It is still today. They take power and they use it to dominate. They use power, and power helps to offset the fear that they have of lack or of somebody else having power and so on. And so we're all playing these power dynamic games, but the leaders of you, the greatest of you is going to be the servant of all. And in business, when you apply this principle and when you begin to really love the people around you well, love the one customer that comes into your space, when you serve them with all you have, when you see them as they are and you call them to be something greater, and you take your product, whatever it is, and you apply that with all of the love and with all of the care and with everything that you have that would make it a beautiful experience for them because they are amazing and because you really have this deep, deep sense of connection and compassion with them, which comes out of a deep, deep sense of peace and love and compassion for yourself and forgiveness. In spite of all their flaws, in spite of all your flaws, let me serve you well. When you do that, that is the magic sauce. That's all of it. That's everything. Now, obviously, there's a strategy and things that go along with that. But when that is your North Star, when that is your compass, you cannot go wrong, and people will forgive some of your strategic mistakes because they understand your intention, because they sense this deep, deep love and care, and that is refreshing because most people are going to take the power that they have and use it to dominate the world around you. When you can become a servant of all, when you can lower yourself, when you're no longer doing it for envy or status or wealth, the status and the wealth are going to come. That's the ironic part of this thing. When that stuff happens, when you align things right, the other things are going to fall into place. Now, the other ironic thing is that when you don't, what's going to happen is you will not be able to enjoy this. Solomon talks about this in Ecclesiastes over and over. He's like, man, one of the worst things I've seen on this planet is for people to have wealth but cannot enjoy it. And a lot of that comes from not understanding it is not wealth that is the source. It is not wealth that's going to make you happy. It is not power that's going to make you happy. You can have all of that. And you see people with all of that. You see them and their lives are miserable. Their relationships are falling apart. They end up calling it quits on life in all sorts of ways. But when you get to the place where you do not have that upside down, when you understand that love is the main thing and that your connection to God, to yourself, and to the world is much more important than these other things, that these other tools, those tools and those things are going to come. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, And all these things shall be added to you. Where you're going to live, the clothes you're going to wear, you're going to be taken care of because you understand the principles of the kingdom. Do not get this wrong. So instead of striving, find peace, find love, find faith and hope. But the greatest of all of these is love.